Hello viewers, and welcome to a video then on the semi-pro handling model. So we've seen the standard handling and you've had my rambles about biking stuffs. Now we're looking at the semi-pro handling. This is the one I would probably use the most. It's the one I think most gamers are going to use, those who are big bike fans and are pretty good with their bike stuff. It's a nice balance between pro and standard. You have a much looser bike now. It turns quicker than it did before. The rider moves about a lot more on it. It's a real difference in the way it sort of feels. You can get into corners. It applies the power quicker on the exit of the corners, so you'll see the back end coming out more. You'll see the brakes leaning the bike forward more and the back end coming off the ground. And you know, it's a real difference in balance now. You can really do more with the bike, but know that it's not going to constantly get away from you. And it also does give you the option of joint brakes with one button, which I do find quite helpful. It has to be said at this stage, while I'm finding consistency. I think once you've found a consistent turn in and a consistent speed, you can really develop it. There's a lot you can do in terms of the bike, in terms of rider weight and distribution, rider style, which we'll have looked at on another video. And you can see there the rear wheel coming off the ground, Marquez style at Jerez. Some of you may have seen that a few weeks ago. Amazing to see when you see the bikers braking so hard, their rear wheels just, you know, a couple of inches off the ground. It's an incredible sight. So Mugello, it's a nice smooth circuit to learn the game, to discover in high speed and low speed corners how the bike's going to handle. It really gives you a nice progressive. You can see there getting on the power, but the back end stepping out slightly, the rear wheel just getting a bit too much spin and coming off and losing a bit of traction. That's losing me time, but it's also giving me an idea of where the speed is. And you know, it feels quite cool as well. I quite like the idea of seeing that in the game. Too often are the bikes just kind of stuck like rails to the ground. We like to have a bit of the rear wheel spinning up like that. It's nice. So getting these first few corners right, got to get in early. And then progressively find the power on the exit. I was understeering there, but that meant I was just too quick into the corner, and you need to be nice and slow in, fast out. That's always the way. At the same time, really you want to be fast in and fast out, so you try and look for the fastest entry speed to get you through the corner. Luckily we don't have any problem with tyres here. These tyres are going and going in this race for me at the moment. We're not going to go through the whole race, and that's why I've got it set on a full race distance. It gives me a chance to really learn the laps and really learn what I need to do to maximise this bike. So up the hill here, and you can see the bike moving around a lot where I'm trying to get on the power, oversteering a little bit, so I wasn't carrying enough speed through there, so I know next time I can carry more speed through that section. Whoa! Certainly my front brake blocking a bit there. So when that happens, I've to come off the brake, let yourself run wide, otherwise it will just throw you over the handlebars. And again there, I'm trying some different braking techniques and they're not quite working for me. So I'm too heavy too quickly on the brake. I need to be more progressive, more in a straight line, and then I can discover more speed. Again, getting in there earlier as well. There's a lot of speed to be found in that chicane, but I've not got there yet. It would need more experience. So you can see from the standard handling, by lap 4, I picked it up very smooth indeed. With the semi-pro, I'm already realising that the movement in the bike, it's very difficult to convey this via video, but there's a lot more movement, there's a lot more sensitivity in the acceleration and brakes, so I'm needing to alter my riding style to cater for that now, and understanding where I'm going to find the extra time. So lap 4, this is where I did it before. I'm not going to do it this time. It's going to take an extra lap to put in a lap. Smooth lap. I'm slightly put off by the moon I keep seeing there. It isn't the moon, it's actually a reflection of the sun. That's something I do find slightly off-putting on the game. And of course here now, that's ended that lap. I didn't care then. I'd gone on the grass. I thought, oh damn, we may as well go for it and then see what happens. And he fell straight off the bike. So once you've had a fall, then you don't care about the rest of the lap, because you just want to. Oh goodness. A bad accident there. You wouldn't want to do that. A heavy fall. I was mentioning in the last video about Bradley Smith's hand though. Ouch. I tell you, that's a nasty one. We wish Bradley well. Certainly that looks like it's going to take a few weeks to heal. So I go a bit wide on that corner. So this is all about discovering time. And as I say, when you get the game, really you want to be putting in lots of laps, lots and lots of laps, and understanding how to get the bike in, understanding where to brake, everything else, understanding how to take each corner. See, I went too slow, too fast. Also, there's a rhythm to this game. You've got to understand the rhythm. Once you get out of the rhythm, once you mess up one corner, you're too slow going into the next corner. So you've altered your rhythm, and it's quite difficult with the biking to actually get yourself into that rhythm. But once you begin hooking perfect laps together, then it's easy from there, and you've got your head around it. So coming round this fourth lap, we're going to have one more lap on this particular handling model. See, they're trying to get on the power gradually. That's it, now down the straight for one final lap. So this handling model's taken an extra lap to try and get to grips with. And you can make the game as much a simulation as you want to make it, in terms of braking, in terms of rider style, rider weight, everything else, transmission, it's all there. But remember that when you've got all those things to contend with, it will increase the difficulty, but it will also increase the opportunity of being quicker, because the reaction time of yourself is the only thing holding you back. Whereas when you're using a preset mode, such as a standard handling model, it won't give you full power until the bike's in a certain position and everything else. So it will over brake sometimes, perhaps, when you don't need to brake quite that much to keep stability in the bike. So I'm looking for more speed all around here. And why not? That's what we like. Throwing the bike in, getting it out. Hill here. Didn't quite get the bike in where I wanted it to. It just understeered. I was too fast through that section. Bike unstable through there. So I had to slow down a lot, which oversteered in that section because I was unstable on the braking. I've seen the bike moving around. I had to settle it down a bit. And that's what I mean about the rhythm. Once you fall out of your rhythm, and you're in a bit of trouble. Trying to go too quick around there, aren't I? And that's why the back end's stepping out again. So the bike's stepping out on me. But again here, it's okay. A little bit too quick in the first part of that. Then tried to get on the power too quickly. So a lot of that is myself trying to get on the power too quickly. I've just got to be more progressive, more understanding of where the bike is at that time, of how straight the bike is and everything else. But this is a video looking at standard, semi-pro video. The next video we'll look at pro handling, and I'll see you over at the pro handling video.